Hello, Mark Crossfield here. More questions coming at you from the Q&A app, AskGolfGuru app for iPhone, Android, iPad. This is a question from Adrian. What we're talking about here, we're talking about find out how far I actually hit the ball. Centered strikes. We're talking about striking the ball, I think. Let's get stuck in. Right, question from Adrian. Mark, like many amateur golfers, I use far too much of the club face or even consider finding out how far I actually hit the ball, as off-centre strikes vary so much. I agree with that. You know, trying to find your distance when you're not finding the middle is tough. I think this is quite possibly the key to many recreational golfers enjoying the game more. I totally agree. Have you any tips and drills to aid in finding the middle just a little more often? Thanks, Adrian. Well, look, Adrian, great question. And you're totally nailing that. You're right. That is so important. I've got so many lessons who worry about hitting this position, that position, this position, but they can't even hit the middle of the face. So the ball is spinning. Reference the gear effect on how it hits the face. More recreational golfers, if you could get them hitting the middle of the face, definitely would enjoy the game more often. Or to a much higher level, they would enjoy it more. Look. There's no drill I can give you over this kind of question to this kind of video that will make you hit the middle of the face more. The first thing, you can't doing it already, is the fact that more of you, the reason for choosing this question, hopefully people watching this video, is the more that you realise this is true is a step in the right direction. I don't get any lessons coming in really talking about strike. They say they're inconsistent, they say the ball goes left or goes right or can go both ways, but they don't say they struggle to strike it. They sometimes say they struggle to strike their irons, to hit the ground a bit first, but they don't say, oh, I always toe it, or I always hit heel, and then I hit all of the face. They're not saying it like that. How they interact with the ground, they sometimes mention. Now, the way I improve people's strikes in lessons, and there's lots of ways, just a couple of ways where we start looking at improving strikes. If delivery of the club numbers are quite good, so face and path are relatively in line with each other to create the shape shot they want to hit, but they're using all the face, like you mentioned. I'll look at certain stability issues. So often in a backswing, kind of these kind of issues with lower half, lack of stability, might be able to deliver the club quite well, but there's just so much movement they struggle to deliver the club in an accurate kind of pinpoint way onto the ball. The main issue I see for poor striking as well, certainly for people who use a toe a lot, is massive raised hands at impact, so really digging the toe into the ground. So what happens is the only bit of the club that's hitting the ground is the toe, so it's important they try and hit with that bit, because the centre of the club is so high off the ground, they would kind of thin everything if they tried to hit it with the centre, so they naturally start digging it out with the toe. High hands is often to do with kind of club path issues, or these kind of issues, early extensions, so then we start working on the high hands issue to try and change the strike. So really what I'm saying for you is, I mean, I say this a lot, I know people get bored with this, but it is the answer. You need to go and get a lesson with someone with a good launch monitor who can give you some numbers, monitor strike, and find out any kind of relationship between your bad strike and your movements. And often, I won't say this always, but I would say I'm a 95+% kind of strike rate. If I've got someone who's striking the ball bad, I can home their strikes in with some simple swing thoughts, subject to them. Often built around handle and head delivery, or like I say, kind of stability jumping issues, how much they rotate kind of issues as well, often over-rotating, which struggles to get them back to the ball, those kind of things. I can home swing in, built around some, as long as I'm getting some numbers to work with. Yeah, hope that helps. Great question. One of the best questions I've had, totally agree. If more of you could strike it better, you would hit the ball so much better. It's not always that you're delivering the club so ridiculously on paths and face that you always think you are. 9 times out of 10, the strike is one of the biggest factors for why you're missing target as well. Looking forward to the comments, thanks for the question, and we'll speak to you soon. So if you like what's going on here, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel, also thumbs up the video, post comments, love to hear what you guys got to say. Let's keep it social. The more we talk, the more we share, the easier this game will get for everybody. So if you want to find me on Facebook here, you can find me on Facebook. If you want to tweet me, find me on Twitter here as well. Just follow the links, all in the description. Come and join the show, get active, get involved, get playing some better golf. Thanks for watching.